Hey guys, all right, so in today's vlog, I want to talk about a couple of different things. The first thing is I want to talk about soul families and what they are and how souls travel together. And the second thing I'd like to talk about is what you know while you're still a soul up in the ether, what you already know and what you pick before you come down onto this third dimension that we call Earth, which is very heavy, as I have said in the past. Okay, so let's talk first about soul families. I have talked about soul families in the past, but for some reason I'm guided to do this vlog to bring it up again and combine soul family and soul travel with what you definitely know before you come down to this earth. So soul families are a bunch of souls that you hang with when you're up in the ether. Soul travel, you travel with these souls. So just imagine a group of souls all together and just hanging out. Okay, when you are with your soul family up in the ether, this is when soul contracts start to become come into thought or come into form. So soul families, if you can imagine, the way I see it is I always see the Milky Way for some reason. Maybe it's because I'm very familiar with the Milky Way. I often go up and meditate in my mind's eye. I'm in the Milky Way, so I can take the energy of the ether and just get all that white light inside of me. I'm not sure why, but the way I see it is I see like the Milky Way, and then I see all these balls of energy, all different lights depending on how they're vibing, and all these different like energy balls almost, or cones or spheres of light are souls. That's how I see it. So these souls, they hang out together. Hence, this is why I call them soul families. They also travel together. So the traveling I'm talking about is them coming down onto this earth. Or if you want like an alien incarnation, going down there. But it all starts from your soul family. And these souls are very familiar with each other. It's kind of like how you have your family members here on earth, or your friends. It's kind of the same thing, without the fights, without the arguments. It's pure love when you're up there. So when a soul wants to come down, they begin to communicate, and it's telepathic communication. And often, like I said, this is when contracts are made between each other. So when I say contracts, what I mean is this is when it's decided, okay, you're going to be my mom in this lifetime, you're going to be my dad, I'm going to be the daughter, but this is the experience I would like to have. This is what I want to, at the end. Because when we come down to this earth, the purpose of it is to release karma. The karma that we've accumulated in past lives. Often when we're a soul, even though we are complete and utter love, we still, you don't hold on to karma when you're up in the ether, but souls get bored too. And they hold the energy patterns of experiences. So often they want to come down and they want to release some of the energy patterns that they're holding on to. So they will draw up contracts like I said, you're my mom, you're my dad. You're going to be my husband. We're going to have an abusive relationship. These are the lessons that I need to learn, whether it's abuse or not, but I need to learn these lessons. And often when you need to learn a lesson, you have to experience the opposite of it. So one of the things, like if you're like, for example, my soul, the biggest lesson that I have learned thus far, there's been two. The first one was loneliness. I had to meditate my way through and acknowledge the loneliness that was created in my life by my parents, both my parents and by like my husband, and then, you know, all the people around me. So I had to go through this loneliness, and the loneliness becomes engraved deep into your subconscious mind. So you're not even conscious of why you're constantly attracting more loneliness. So I had to go through all of the bullshit that I went through in order to understand that I'm never lonely. Like, I have a team of souls that are with me. I have God. I might not have all these people here on this physical earth. I have my people. Might not be my family, but I am not lonely. Therefore, I had to go through a lot of awareness, and then bringing my energy and changing my story, changing my subconscious mind to the point even after Star passed away and those days of utter loneliness, giving them all forgiveness, those experiences I had, to now where I don't feel lonely at all. So the reason they were in my life was to create that loneliness. So they all created loneliness, because now that I don't feel lonely, I have contrast. We live in duality. That is what we do here in human form, is we live in duality. You need one thing to show you the other. I needed loneliness to show me what it feels like when you're not lonely. The second thing was, I just learned this recently, have held back in my subconscious mind that I don't deserve to be happy. And I just realized this. So I'm not going to go deeply into that part, but that was a profound realization, as was loneliness for me. All right. So obviously I've gone through a lot of sadness in my life, a lot of like unhappiness, which I guess made me feel like I wasn't deserving of happiness. And now I am presently changing that story, changing that history of my experiences with the people in my life. Okay, now secondly, the second part of this vlog, I want to talk about how what we decide when we're up in the ether before we come down. The number one thing that we decide is what I just said. Our family. I am a true believer that we choose our family. I'll give you a story why I know this. My son actually said this to me when he was, I think, like 4 or 5 years old, but I will tell that story another time because I'm 8 minutes in already. So you choose your family, your parents, based on what experiences, so the duality that you want in a scenario, in a situation. So you choose your parents. Secondly, you choose the area that you want to live in. You choose, is your main lesson going to be poverty? Are you going to live in an area where there's education, in a country where education is highly valued? Like, you choose, that's your soul imprint. That is what like, you know how there's an easy path and a hard path? That if you start recognizing, oh, I'm here to get educated, and you go to school, you get educated, you're going to be born to parents that are pro education, and that is an easier path for you. So the blueprint of your life is already formulated with your soul family before you come down, and the experiences that you have with your family are they're all about duality, the good, the bad. I'm actually going to do part 2 now, because I want to talk about characteristics, because once you know your immediate soul family, and they're not always your soul family, but often they are. I want to talk about some characteristics, like when you meet another soul who can be part of your soul family, but they're only in your life for a little while, or maybe you marry someone who is in your soul family. So I want to talk about on the next vlog how to recognize characteristics of soul family members. Love you guys. Bye.